in the draft?
I'm going to go with my main man, LaMelo Ball.
I'm with you.
Yeah, the way he's playing is very exciting, playing with a lot of confidence. That pass he threw the other day, the little one-hand Jason Williams white chocolate style pass, very, very exciting.
Yeah, I'm probably excited to see LaMelo play the most, even though he probably, he doesn't shoot the basketball right now at the NBA clip.
I was just going to say that.
But he is exciting to watch.
Chuckster?
I'm not sure.
Well, I
I'm
want
not
to pick
sure.
Isaac Okoro.
Would that be because he went to Auburn?
But
Yes.
Stop it.
we're never going to see Cleveland again, ever. So I'm going to go with Wiseman. I like Wiseman.
Yeah, I like Wiseman, too.
And I think first of all, give my shout out to Bob Myers. Man, they went out and got Kelly Oubre.
Yep.
And I don't think once they get Oubre and Dre together with Steph, great pickup getting. I'm a big Kelly Oubre fan.
What's it going to be like for Wiseman tonight? 19 years old, starting his first, and hadn't played in ages.
Yeah.
Well, I think, listen, he's really athletic. He can play defense and he can run the floor. I think he's going to get me 17 and 12 tonight.
Nope, I'm going to go with 12 and 6.
12 and 6? Yeah. I can get 12 and 6 right now.
No, you can't.
Depends on 12 of what and 6 of what.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, Ernie, you're just being rude.
I think that Wiseman will benefit when Draymond comes back because Draymond is a point forward. He facilitates things, and then Draymond will take the toughest defender. So that would relieve a lot of pressure off of him. So I think having Draymond is going to be big.
If you can run and jump like this kid, he's a rebounding machine. 17 and 12. Book it.
That was call your shot, and Chuck did more than just call his shot. Gave you 17 and 12 tonight. See if that comes through. James Wiseman getting
Barbecue chicken alert.
Hey, I disagree with y'all. I think he's going to have a great matchup. This kid is 7 feet tall and athletic. That go to
Sage.
I go to the guy who work at Subway. He's an artist.
Sage.
He's a sandwich artiste, apparently.
You're watching TNT NBA Tip-Off, presented by CarMax, the way it should be.
So we got under a minute in this 2-hour show. Have we had predictions here on who's going to the NBA Finals? Shaq, who's going to the NBA Finals this year?
I'm going to go with Milwaukee Bucks.
Who's that?
I mean, this dude keeps calling me, man.
Who's that?
Barack Obama.
Stop it.
I'm going to go with the Lakers versus
Can't
Milwaukee
see I'm on
Bucks.
it. Work.
Who you got?
LA Lakers versus Milwaukee
Lakers and Bucks. Kenny, who you got?
I'm going to go Golden State. And
Golden
Lakers.
State who?
In the NBA Finals.
Oh, no, I thought tonight. Warriors and Lakers.
You were distracted by your phone call, Chuckster.
That's hard to say. That's
Who you got, Chuck?
Lakers and Bucks.
I got to see where James Harden goes.
I think I'm kind of with you on.
Yes, it is opening night in the NBA, and it all starts at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. On an overcast 36-degree night, you're looking at the Manhattan Bridge connecting the boroughs of Brooklyn and Manhattan. We're moments away from the Golden State Warriors and the Brooklyn Nets and the NBA on TNT opening night, part of Kia Tip-Off 2020. We welcome you to our studios. Chris Webber working from Atlanta, from Turner Studios, and I am in a studio in New York City, and coming up the first of our doubleheader featuring 3 of the biggest stars in the NBA, and we will start out, Chris, talking about Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and this net team is loaded. I would say they can go 10 to 11, 12 deep at this point.
Yeah, and maybe sometimes you only need this one man, Kevin Durant, the 4-time NBA scoring champ. But what's so impressive is that his 3 years in Oakland with Golden State, he averaged 26 points, shooting over 50%. By the way, he has 2 finals MVPs, and anytime he's partnered up with the #1 pick in the 2011 draft and Rookie of the Year, Kyrie Irving, I think it's up to Kyrie to make sure he sets the table and find that value in every player on this deep team. As you mentioned, Marv, he is the orchestrator. And what better orchestrator do we have than Curry? I'm just happy to see him healthy. I can't wait to see his enthusiasm and his intensity on the court from a former MVP that's just happy to be back on the floor and healthy.
All right, Chris, here are tonight's starting lineups presented by Kia. For Golden State on the front line, Andrew Wiggins, second-year man Eric Paschall, and the rookie second pick in the draft, James Wiseman, will start. At the guards, Kelly Oubre, Steph Curry back from the surgery on his left hand. For the Nets up front, Kevin Durant, who's back from that Achilles injury, Joe Harris, DeAndre Jordan in the backcourt, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Kyrie Irving.
And talking about point guards, any point guard better than this? Well, shout out to Magic, Isaiah. You know I love you, but it would be no Nash if it weren't for those. How about this 18-year playing career, just the 8-time NBA All-Star, 5-time assist leader, and I think that his patience, his temperament, and the fact that he made guys better on the fly, I can't wait to see Steve Nash start his head coaching career here tonight in Brooklyn.
And talking with Steve earlier, I said, is there anxiety? He said, well, it's not exactly anxiety, which would be overwhelming, but maybe a little bit in coaching at his first NBA game. This, the 75th anniversary of the NBA, and we get underway on this 22nd day of December. And of course, due to the pandemic, there are no fans in the stands. The head coach of the Warriors, Steve Kerr, coming off a 15-50 season, worst record in the NBA. This after 3 NBA titles in 5 years for Steve Kerr's 7th season as head coach of the Warriors, and certainly looking to turn it from last year's injury hit, depleted roster. The officiating crew, Zach Zarba, born and raised in Brooklyn, attended Midwood High School. Nick Buchert and Scott Twardowski. In the replay center, Dedrick Taylor and Haywood Workman. And we're ready to go. Zach Zarber getting set to toss it. And someone jumped in a little bit too soon.
Talk about, Marv, the fact that Nash mentioned that he may not be or anxious, but he's nervous. But how about Kevin Durant? How about Curry? They haven't been on the floor in such a long time that you've heard Kevin Durant talk about how nervous and excited he is to be back on the floor.
Apparently Wiseman tried to steal that opening tip, and off the turnover, the ball goes to Golden State. So here comes Curry, met at midcourt by Irving. Curry on the crossover, met on a double team and draws the foul. Steph Curry has hit his last 46 free throws in regular season play.
Marv,
he missed a foul shot. Now, if Reggie Miller was here, he'd say
that's what I'm saying, Marv. I had to say jump in for Reggie. Reggie's at home going crazy right now because you did that.
He missed one against Memphis back in the 2019 season, back in March of 2019, and hits 2 right here.
Well, I tell you what, a couple of things don't get old, and that's your IQ. His IQ got his defender in the air, and then your jump shot. The flick of the wrist, he's going to knock down his free throw.
Irving fires from straight away. Kyrie Irving. Brooklyn Nets went 2-0 during pre-season. Oh, nice move. The dunk by Wiseman, his first NBA field goal.
Just as he dreamed about all those years. Congratulations to his parents, to his family. That was such a big moment in there. You're top, one of the top picks in this game. You get an easy dunk poster. Welcome to the league.
Here's Durant, yes. Kevin Durant from straight away. Curry back to Paschall. And here is Wiggins.
Great ball
rebounded by Joe Harris. Nice move by Durant. Yes, again for Kevin Durant. Hits from deep, hits from the baseline.
I don't know how to stop that. The deep three right there, Curry trying to get a foul, but look for Brooklyn to try to push it to get some easy shots right there for Harris.
And that's what Harris does. He finds space, he races down the court, usually ahead of the team, and had that wide open three-point attempt. Here's Wiggins.
2 wide open shots for Wiggins. Last year, the Warriors were 25, or they last in the NBA in the first quarter and shooting 25 or averaging about 25 points a game. They need to get some quick, easy buckets, get some guys on the move so that they can stop that.
Beautiful pass by Oubre to set it up for Curry. So the Nets have a 10-6 lead. Once again, Harris, this time off the mark. Curry tried to use the pick, pulls it back. Wiseman with an outside attempt. Irving to Strong. Pascal out of Villanova had an outstanding rookie season. This time rims out.
Brooklyn dared him that time to shoot the jumper. Jordan got back in the paint and said, if you're going to make that, okay, but we're not going to give up penetration.
Harris set the pick. Durant again. Kevin Durant off to the red-hot start. 3 for 3 from the field.
So beautiful watching Kevin Durant. I imagine that this is what it was like to watch George Gervin. 2 lanky guys that are long, that look like they should be playing a different position, that can score anytime they want. No way to stop them.
Wiseman committed the foul, so 3-point play for Durant. Steve Nash saying that he feels Durant is in the 90% range in terms of how he's feeling. He thinks it'll take another 15 to 20 games for Durant to really get a gauge on his condition that he has not played in, 18 months. And a foul is called. Chris, 90% range for Kevin Durant. I think you take that.
Yeah, he could stay that way the rest of his career and still be one of the best, if not the best, in this game.
The NBA on TNT is being brought to you by Oxygen Water, pH balanced with electrolytes and boosted with oxygen, all to help you recover and rise. So Wiggins at the line, fouled by DeAndre Jordan. Andrew Wiggins, 7-year man out of Kansas, first overall pick in the 2014 draft by Cleveland and then traded to the T-Wolves.
Love the fact that Wiggins averaged around his career average 19.5 last year, shooting a pretty decent percentage. I mean, he's shooting over 50 from 2, so it's been a pretty seamless fit in for him, even though he wants to have more of an impact.
Durant off on that shot, but the ball knocked out of bounds by the Warriors. The Nets last season went 35-37, 7th seed in the East. They were swept in the first round by Toronto 4-0. Harris able to retrieve it. Wide open shot here. Yes.
And that's going to be the problem in trying to guard the Brooklyn Nets. If you give up offensive possessions, extra possessions, they're going to knock down those wide open shots. Right there, Oubre, a little bit too much of a shoulder push in there. Good defense by Harris. Not only does he spread the floor, he gets an extra possession with a turnover for his team.
Joe Harris, such a dangerous three-point shooter. 42% last season. 47% a couple of years ago. Fadeaway bank attempt by Durant. Curry gets into the paint. Here's Wiggins to the rim. And back comes Irving. Deadwood pops it back the other way. Durant with the step.
If Brooklyn plays this way and moves the ball, they will be a problem to guard on the offensive end.
Timeout is called. Kevin Durant off the red-hot start. 10 points on 4 of 6 from the field. The Nets and the Phoenix Suns, the Suns of 2007, 2008. Amari Stoudemire, now a coach with the Nets. Sean Marks, general manager of the Nets. Mike D'Antoni is an assistant coach, and of course Steve Nash. And Steve Kerr was general manager of that team.
I'll tell you what, and many feel like that Phoenix team with that staff and the one before with Nash could have won a championship very easily, and so they got the band back together.
Nice move by Irving getting inside, and the Nets have opened up a 20-8 lead on the Warriors.
Again, Golden State last in the league last year in first quarter points and having a tough time struggling, and the great finish right there, or the great rebound. But when you're talking about ball movement, Golden State is known to be one of the best teams in ball movement. Look at this. Irving brings it down, gets to Demi, who can score, and then understanding the big fella, getting it to the corner. And this is what you worry about if you have to play the Brooklyn Nets. One, how are they going to be on the defensive end? And number two, if they play unselfish, it's going to be so hard to stop them because everyone is so skilled on this team.
That replay brought to you by the AT&T 5G above the rim as you watch Eric Paschall, who was an outstanding rookie last season for the Warriors, hit 1 of 2 at the line. Opening night in the NBA. First of our doubleheader, we have the Lakers and Clippers coming up in the second game. Here's Kyrie from deep. Yes.
I mean, come on. That's off the triple threat in the corner. And by the way, he had Dinwiddie at the top that if you pass it to him and he stays aggressive, bang.
Curry for 3, did not get the hop. Irving now 10 points. He's hit 4 of 5 from the field. Opening day last season, Kyrie with a 50-point outburst for the Nets. See Harris changing his mind. He thought he might shoot and then try to find someone underneath, and the ball carried out of bounds.
Talk about ball handles in this game. You think of Curry, Harden, and this man right here, Kyrie. And because you do, guess what? He freezes you on the triple threat, because when he gets in position to drive, you take a little bit of a pause to set your feet, and then he pulls up and knocks it down.
10 apiece for Durant and Irving. Curry has not been able to get going. This is Oubre for 3. Irving putting moves on Paschall. Try to step back, could not. Here's Durant, and he is fouled.
A lot of leadership is the unspoken things, giving guys confidence when no one's watching. Now, right here, this is leadership. Hey, bro, I believe in you. I watched you last year. You know how hard it is to guard you? Shoot the ball. I'm on your team now. And look what happens on the step back. Whether he makes it or misses it, it doesn't matter. That was the voice of Kevin Durant in his head telling him, shoot that thing.
Kent Bazemore, who just checked in a moment ago, able to go the distance. Bazemore back where he started, originally signed with Golden State. Several teams later, he's back with the Warriors. Jared Allen, who checked in, gets it to the corner. Harris with that beautiful stroke.
I tell you what, I played with Kyle Korver, played with Peja Stojakovic, played with Chris Mullin. Wish I would have played with Curry. But when you play with shooters, I tell you what, no better feeling than to just pump them up and to be a cheerleader. Shut up, pass them the ball, tell them to shoot it each time, build their confidence.
Curry now 2 for 4, 7 points, and Irving does it again. He's been on fire, 5 for 6 from the field. Nets wanted to travel, but it's a tie-up. Bazemore lost his footing. All right, Chris, you'll like this. Jolly old St. Chuck delivering $30 million in free gifts to all FanDuel Fantasy and Sportsbook customers. Log on to FanDuel. You can do it now and claim your gifts from Chuck or jolly old St. Chuck.
I'm glad they just made it official. Let me tell you something. Chuck is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. You'll never pay for dinner or for a nice soda when Chuck is around. I tell you that. So that's realistic. Chuck giving away his money to have some fun with the people.
So nice second effort. But a foul, offensive foul is called on Oubre. So the measure of being a nice guy is paying for your dinner.
Yeah, for me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the employees here at Tournament. Chuck's around. It's a wonderful time, man.
Kyrie Irving with a rare miss. Just under 4 to go in this first quarter. Bazemore is short, but it's put down beautifully.
Love the energy by Oubre. He just missed the dunk on his last man, and you want that type of energy. You're on the road. There are no fans. This is when you got to be a baller yourself. And look what happens next. He gets the stop because he infuses
the steal.
that
It is
energy.
Oubre. Landry Shamet coming on for the first time for the Nets. Here's Durant from Shamet. Kevon Looney, who just checked in, as did Damian Lee, 4-year man from Louisville. It has been all Nets in this first quarter as Irving puts the speed on, goes all the way, and he draws the foul. It is on Looney.
Golden State is down, but they are not out of it. They are fighting. And Oubre shows, listen, we're a new team. We got a new style, but we got the same old heart. Warriors basketball.
Step onto the court with the Oculus front row view.
Fans should be excited about Kelly Oubre because not only is he going to attack the basket, but last season he had 24 games with 20-plus points. The previous 4 seasons, he had 23. He's been steadily improving.
6-year man out of Kansas. Kyrie Irving at the line. That's 13 points for Irving. Durant has 10, and the Nets are up by 12. Golden State gave it away off the inbounds. And Karis LeVert, who just checked in, was able to take advantage.
That's what LeVert can do.
Oh, look out, off the head of Jared Allen. And Irving takes advantage right there. 2 bad turnovers by the Warriors, and Steve Kerr wants to talk about things. At ABC, Pelicans at Heat, Warriors, Bucks, Nets, Celtics, Mavs, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets. Big day of basketball coming up. Here is Looney's trying to find position. Good defense by the Nets. LeVert brings to the front court. LeVert off the turn, gets it to Allen, and an offensive foul is called.
LeVert right there trying to do a little bit too much as he tries to get it inside, but I like him just being aggressive. And I think for fans out there, especially Brooklyn Nets fans, watch the Brooklyn Nets bench. Marv alluded to it earlier. This team goes 11 deep, and I think that Nash has set a standard that next guy be ready to step up. And I think when you have an environment like that, not only is it more fun for the players, but it keeps guys engaged to be their best at all times.
And LeVert was a starter last season, a 5-year player out of Michigan, originally a first-round pick.
And he can embrace.
Last season, averaged 18 points, shot 36% from 3. Curry with the left hand. He was working on that prior to the game. Not able to hit. It's been a quiet first quarter for Steph Curry. 2 for 5 from the field. Here's Allen getting inside, and he draws the foul.
Even though LeVert had a turnover the play before, he came in, he hits a three, tries to get another guy involved in this. He goes back to Allen, and I like him coming off the bench. If you say to him, listen, we know you're a starter, but we need you to be a starter on our bench. We need you to be sixth man of the year. He's getting some advice from one of the best scorers to play this game. But I think the tendencies of a great coach is to, number one, communicate. And if you communicate with the guy and let him know, we need you in this spot because you're special, not because you're being demoted, it makes it better for everyone.
So Jared Allen able to hit both free throws. Turns out that Jared Allen and the Nets could not come to agreement on a contract extension. Marquise Chris with his first bucket. Allen played very well in the bubble. Last season he averaged 16 points, 11 points, 9 rebounds, so he becomes a restricted free agent. Pretty move there. Once again, it is Caris LeVert.
He was going right the whole time, and no one was going to stop him.
Marquise Chris with the bucket. Marquise Chris, 5-year man from the University of Washington. We're final minute, first quarter. The Nets 14 for 24, shooting 58% in the first. Here's Curry. Yes. So Steph Curry knocks down a three. The Nets only 9 for 26. That was their first three of the game. They missed their previous 7. Final seconds of the first. LeVert spinning his way, lost it. Curry with the steal, fires from center court and comes up short. So all Nets to start things off. They have the big lead after one. The NBA on TNT opening night presented 17. Kevin Durant with 10 as we welcome you back to NBA on TNT opening night presented by Kia. Moments ago, Chris and I spoke with Golden State head coach Steve Kerr. Steve, obviously a very difficult first quarter for the Golden State Warriors. What do you tell them to
we just
get
have
things
to
going in the second?
Yeah, we just have to hang in there, Marv. We made a couple of turnovers at a key time that led to 2 quick hoops, and I thought that put us in a hole. Obviously, Brooklyn is knocking down a lot of shots, but we can't give them anything easy, and so we got to be rock solid to climb back in the game.
You know, Coach, you talk about this year, you really are excited to get back to it, and it's on that defensive end. When you have a team that's this hard to stop scoring, you should know about it because you've had teams that hard. What specifically, besides giving up the easy ones, do you want your young guys to concentrate on in the second quarter?
Well, I didn't think we did a good job getting into Kevin or Kyrie into their space and making them put the ball on the floor a little bit. We allowed them to rise up and shoot jumpers pretty easily. We just weren't very physical overall, so we gotta be more aggressive.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
So the second quarter underway at Barclays Center, and a foul is called on Golden State. Jared Allen at the line. No, apparently they say a non-shooting foul. So Shamet throws in. This is Allen up top. Beautiful fake.
LeVert is going to love.
Nice move by Caris LeVert once again.
He's going to love coming off the bench. Oh, if Wiggins would have caught that, that's a shout out to Dominique. But Caris LeVert is going to love his new position off the bench. Why? Look at the freedom that he has. He has more freedom than he did as a starter, and you need that off the bench to keep other guys involved, but more importantly, to keep him incentivized to want to come off the bench, play hard, and get a steal like that.
LeVert with the steal, and the net onslaught continues. Jeff Green, who checked in at the start of the second quarter. Tonight's virtual shot clock being powered by Tissot. This is Wiggins, double team momentarily. Wiggins with the step. Ball knocked out of his hands, but he is fouled.
Look at this squad that's been put together by Brooklyn. We know about star power. Someone named 2 stars, not named LeBron and AD on the same team that are as powerful as this. Okay, if you can't do that, then let's go to defense when you have Jordan and you have another big fella coming off the bench, and you have to like that in Allen. But defensively, the wings, Prince, Shamet, LeVert, I really like the configuration of this team because you have different styles. You have 2 big guys. You can go small, but most importantly, you have guards that can, when they come off the bench, take the challenge on defensively.
And Karis LeVert, one of those guards who has been outstanding the last couple of seasons, and off to the good start here. 3 of 5 from the field. He has 7 points. LeVert pulling it back. LeVert out of the drive. Try to bank it.
Golden State needs to find some pace and tempo. Without Curry out there, it's not really an alpha male to take over, and Wiggins should take that position over naturally. But as this team comes together with ball movement, that person, that leader, is going to have to evolve and show themselves.
Jordan Poole, second-year man from Michigan, with that bucket for Golden State. And on the turnover, the Warriors will get it back.
Having Watermaker on the bench, I really like this because he's such a steady presence on a team. You know he's solid defensively. He can keep the pace and help make great decisions for his team.
And we saw that in his days with the Boston Celtics on the turnover. You see Steph Curry sitting it out here at the start of the second quarter. Steph just 3 of 8 from the field. 16-point lead for the Nets. Steve Nash staying with Allen at center. Shamet. This is Poole putting a move on Dinwiddie. Pascal. Wiggins lost the handle.
So
ball last touch though by the Nets.
So glad we have basketball back. And for all you basketball fans, isn't this like playing in the park or the backyard? The ball bounces over the fence. You get it. Oh, you get it. Can't wait till the fans come back. We miss you, but man, still having some competitive games out here opening night.
How would you react with no fans in attendance?
Marv, I would have loved it because
really?
Yeah, I love it with fans, but someone like myself, is no place to hide. You miss a shot, I'm telling everybody on TV every time, let him shoot. We got it. Oh, he can't play. He don't want none. I want to see who can handle the silence of that while I'm talking to you, making you remember every play down what you're not doing well. So I would have loved it, but I tell you what, LeVert loves it because he's just like, listen, this is our home gym. I'm just going to sit out here and shoot. I'm the microwave off the bench now.
How about the beautiful ball movement by the Nets? Now they come up with the steal and a foul.
Always watch out for new teams that seem to be Hollywood. What does that mean? That means they're just stuck under the character of their 2 main players. Wow, we can shoot, we can do that. What impresses me are the teams that have guys that come in and they have intensity on that defensive end. Everyone knows that they are just as important as the next guy. And for first look or first half of the season, it seems like Brooklyn has that type of chemistry.
Taurean Prince at the line for the Nets. The NBA on TNT is being brought to you by the all-new Kia Sorento, the world's first storytelling machine, and by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. The net bench, as we have been discussing, is so deep. LeVert, Jeff Green, Shamet, Jared Allen, Taurean Prince. That's the second team.
Yeah, and they're swarming defensively. That's really what I like. Like of course, it's the first game of the season, but you can tell the tendencies in practice, and the practice tendencies of this second squad has been to get after it and keep up the pace for their starters.
Foul by the Warriors, putting LeVert back to the line. Steve Nash, in the first game he's ever coached, regular season in the NBA. He did coach the 2 preseason games, coming off a clobbering of the Celtics last Friday night. And Kevin Durant certainly looked ready, scored 25 points. Shot 9 of 16. The Nets had 10 blocked shots. Steve Kerr was saying earlier that he could definitely feel for what the Celtics were going through. He used to enjoy doing what the Nets did to the Celtics the other night, and now Steve says he's on the other side of the picture. There's no Klay Thompson. Draymond Green sitting it out tonight with a mild hamstring strain. Steph Curry coming back from injury, although Steph has looked good in preseason. Gamble pass leads to a Brooklyn turnover. Juan Toscano-Anderson has checked in for the first time for Golden State. They just re-signed him to a contract. And a timeout has been called. Back in a moment.
Sports fans.
The Nets are dedicating tonight's season opener to the essential workers who have helped lead New York through the early days of the coronavirus pandemic and have continued to serve on the front lines over the past 9 months. The event, called Barclays Essential Together, honors representatives of the essential workers community, and many in attendance here tonight. You saw several of them properly socially distanced, of course. 6.5 to go, first half. Marv Albert with Chris Webber. The Nets by 20. Nice setup, but Nets not able to convert. And we get a whistle, offensive foul.
See the skill set right there, Weissman, but, I tell you what, having been in the league, your first game in the league, we're talking about everyone, else, but your first game in the league, you were so nervous. You do not know how to monitor nor control your energy. And right there, just a little overzealous, wanting to get it to the bucket and show what he's got. Should have passed it out and reposted.
It's actually surprising that he did play and did start. He's played 6 minutes. Steve Kerr felt he wanted him to get some experience. As I mentioned earlier, someone who did not play Summer League, did not play training camp, played 3 games at Memphis, was a major star in high school.
Well, maybe he can reach over and talk to that man, Kyrie Irving, and get a pat on the back, and Kyrie can say, listen, I played 11 games, and I put in college in the tougher position, in the toughest position in the league, and you can work it out and figure it out. Kyrie, Rookie of the Year after only 11 games at Duke University.
And here is Irving with a rare miss. Oubre met by Harris. Nets getting their starting 5 back in. Here's Curry for 3. Steph Curry able to hit on his second from downtown. Harris, mid-range jumper. These days, very rare to see. Curry tries to put a move and succeeds. Goes around Harris, but the shot too strong. Dinwiddie going all the way. And a collision between Irving and Toscano-Anderson. Juan Toscano-Anderson Played 4 years at Marquette. Wasn't drafted. Played in Mexico and Venezuela. Grew up in the Bay Area. Was a major star in high school in Oakland. And Weissman able to put it down. So for the rookie, his second field goal. Weissman goes 7 feet. The wingspan is 7'6". His standing reach, Chris, 9'6". Harris on the follow.
So I expect Weissman to get in those passing lanes and give me some block shots, because he can definitely use his body to have an influence in this game.
Oubre comes up with the air ball. Here's the lead, broken up. Curry got a hand on it.
You're so fortunate to come in this league and to play with a veteran like Curry, because he can find you. It's all the little nuances, when to slow down, when to speed up. The biggest problems of rookies is that they really don't know how to control tempo. They go 100 miles an hour all the time, and when you have shooters and passers like Curry and others, you got to take your time a little more.
Oubre's been off. 2 of 8 from the field. Kyrie with the spin. Kyrie with the bucket.
That's why I mentioned that Rod Strickland is his godfather. Because if you know anything about basketball, you know that Rod Strickland, one of the best finishers in this game, under 6'4". Curry, John, he's a great finisher in this game. But that last exhibition of moves by Irving with the strong finish is why he's one of the best in the game. How do you stop him? He can go left, he can go right. He can pull up off the dribble or just pull up off the catch. So hard to guard.
It has been all Nets. It's a 54-37 lead. Briefly, the Warriors led by 2 early on. Just under 3.5 to go, first half. Curry is stripped. Oh, beautiful play by LeVert. Oh, it's hammered down. LeVert with the steal. Green ends up with the stuff. And a timeout is called. You're watching the NBA on TNT on opening night.
Welcome back to Brooklyn, and let's take a look at the Wonder Moment, brought to you by Wonder Woman 1984 in theaters and HBO Max Christmas Day. And Wanamaker, you can't play any better defense than that. Unfortunately, you just have one of the best ball handlers in the game. And that's what I think Weissman, that's why I think he's going to thrive. When you play with a guy or under the tutelage of a guy like Coach Steve Kerr, he's going to find ways to make you better. And right there, quick play, quick drive to the basket.
58-39, Nets with Durant able to knock it down. He now has 12 points.
See if they go back to that same play for Weissman. They don't, as Brooklyn kind of zones up. Nice switch defensively by Brooklyn on that play.
Oubre on the rebound. Oubre able to recapture. Wiggins, yes.
I really like Wiggins for this team. I like his demeanor. I like his steady play. He can space the floor, and his athletic ability. And I like that flop, because it's opening night. It's opening night. Why not? And maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it, because it looked like he ran into a brick wall there. And I don't think Harris is that. Well, that was a solid pick, but even Harris is upset right there, saying, okay, you got me. I'll set a better one next time.
Here's an alley-oop for Weissman. So Curry trying to get Weissman involved with the decisive height advantage. LeVert rebounded Weissman. Curry pulls it back for 3. Harris with the rebound. And the Nets to the front court. Pretty pass, a look away, and the block from behind, but a foul.
When Brooklyn gets a stop, put your track shoes on. Beautiful pass right there, but how about the block? Check your rear view mirror. No, it is not goaltending, just great timing.
Toscano ended playing time tonight if things opened up, and that's been the case. And a turnover. So Golden State gives it right back. Chris, I know you've noticed that the coaches do not have to wear sport coats. Foul is called as Green went to the basket. You can see Steve Kerr in and Steve Nash basically in sweatsuits. But that is a new rule that sport coats are unnecessary. And for Steve Kerr, that is a huge break. He owns 2 sports coats. That's his repertoire. And the 2 coats go back to his days at Arizona. So he has no decisions to make on game day.
Well, first of all, if anybody wants to Google, Kerr is in a swaggy fur coat, and he's in Arizona spinning the ball on his finger on a mountain range. So I know he's going to hate me for saying that, but the pictures are there. But I think we should call this the Belichick or the Pop rule because, you know, it is. And I've talked to coaches my whole career. They hated wearing the suits because they never wear a suit except game day, and they're in the fray, too. They're saying, listen, we're playing. We need to be comfortable because we're trying to do our thing on the sideline.
Friendly rim for Kyrie Irving, who now has 21 points. Wiseman gets inside, and he is fouled.
What do you do when someone can score off the triple threat and hit shots with this type of difficulty? I'll tell you what you do. You just stick to your tenets and make sure that you try to play solid defensive ball because really you could have great D, but it's better off.
James Wiseman is the youngest player to start on opening night for the Warrior franchise since Joe Smith back in the 1970-71 season. Wiseman, 19 years old. Joe Smith went on to make an all-rookie first team in 1970. Went on to play with 15 NBA teams. And that equals a league record. He's tied with Tony Massenberg, Chucky Brown, and TNT's Jim Jackson. That's our fabulous fact of the night, Chris.
I played with Chucky Brown, Jim Jackson, and big fella, and I tell you what, they all had with them, and that's professionalism. You're not on 15 teams because no one wants you. You're on 15 teams because a lot of teams need you to be in that locker room.
Curry now 16 point. Oh, a deep three. Curry from half court, and that is the end of the first half. Nets have led by as many as 21. Kyrie Irving showing the entire repertoire for 24 points. Kevin Durant with 12. Steph Curry 16. Halftime coming up.
First one of these of the season.
No out.
Halftime, man. American Express halftime report. 63-45 as Kyrie Irving is leading the Nets over the Golden State Warriors. First of 72 regular season games. And we welcome you, Ernie Johnson, Shaka Claus, the Jet, Chuckster, American Express teammates from the first half. As you get a chance to see Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving playing together, and Kyrie's got 24, 9 out of 13 from the floor, 4 out of 7 from deep. Kevin Durant's got a dozen on 5 of 11. And Brooklyn's led by as many as 21. They're up 63-45. And we go from those teammates, the graphic of those teammates, to the video of those teammates, and Mr. O'Neal. Dr. O'Neal.
Ernie, I'm going to take you to Ebonicsville right now. KD and Kyrie Irving look gooder than a mug. That's all you need to know. Roll the tape. I don't know what that means, Ernie, but we know what it means. Listen, right here, just messing around, getting the ball. KD's resting, but when he gets the ball, he says, you know what, I've been doing this. Rest or rust. Don't you ever ask me that question, Ernie. I'm the best player in the world right here. Just get to a spot. Game is real easy. Brooklyn's playing very well. They're moving the ball. And, you know, when you have a 1-2 punch, when the one goes off, now it's the two's turn. Kyrie just doing what he's doing right here. Isolate, come out the pick and roll, up, dribble, pull up. And listen, these guys, like I said, Ernie, they look gooder than a mug, and they're moving the ball. And right here, the 1-2 punch is always going to get theirs, but everybody else is playing well. And Chris Webber said the best. When you miss or they get a turnover, they will run, and they all sharing the ball. But I know what Chuck's going to say. We're not going to get too excited for the first game. However, they do look gooder than a mug.
24 in the first half. Kyrie last year on opening night hit 50. Gooder than a mug. I'll try to remember that. As you know,
it's usually you talk about food.
Yeah.
You say it's gooder than a mug.
Yeah, man, that thing was gooder than a mug.
That cake was gooder than a mug.
So we look at those two guys, two of the starters for Brooklyn, but this team is deep.
I was looking at that team. Take KD off. They made the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah.
And they added better players. They would have made it again without KD.
They had a bunch of players not go to the bubble.
Right. They would make the playoffs again. Okay. I believe so. And I'm going to go to the board. And I'm going to talk about some of these players. I'm jogging, man. I'm jogging. I'm not going all right. So it's early. I see you, Shaq. But the one thing they have, you look at this lineup here, Jeff Green, LeVert, Shamet, Prince, and Allen. This is your second unit. 3 or 4 of these guys on most teams would start. Jared Allen could start on 60% of the teams in the NBA. Karis LeVert could start on about 80% of the teams. Jeff Green could start on about 50% of the teams in the NBA. So you got a lot of guys who can get it done. But what they do is they get it both on the defensive end and the offensive end, and they run the lanes. Jeff Green here finishing to the basket. Here's a guy who, you know, has been on multiple teams and played key roles coming off the bench or starting. Again, the defensive end, you got shot blockers. Second units usually don't have shot blocking ability. Then you have Spencer Dinwiddie now going into a role with Shamet, who was a starter for the Clippers at one time. Now you're going back to Allen. Allen goes on LeVert, who averaged 18 points a game. He knocks down the shot. This team, to me, is a team that could do a lot of things and a lot of things well. They might have the best bench in the NBA second unit. They might have the best bench.
So you got Durant with 12, and you got the guy they called Baby Durant. Karis LeVert got 12 off the bench in the first half and a 63-45 lead. Chuckster, what's on your mind?
Well, that's why I don't understand what those fools down in the Rockets are doing. I'm like, give me Allen, LeVert, and Dinwiddie. We got a deal.
Oh, for James Harden?
Yeah.
Not in the West.
Wait.
They're not good enough to win in the West.
Dude,
they're good enough to win in the East. They're not good enough to win in the West.
Are the Rockets good enough to win in the West? Hell no.
They have. Get to the playoffs. They won't get to the playoffs with them 3 guys.
Yeah, but they'll be rid of the headache.
Okay.
So I think they should make the trade because I like them 3 players I mentioned. If you put them with John Wall, are they going? But the Rockets right now is just going to be dissension and annoying behavior all year because it's proven that they're dysfunctional. My man gonna show up when he wants to. He gonna play when he wants to, practice when he wants to. So I'd do the trade.
I have a thing. See, for me, if you're in ownership or in management, I don't believe that you trade somebody because they're unhappy. Like, unhappy doesn't get you traded. Not when I have $1 billion organization.
How about if they're a disruption?
If they're a disrupting where we lose game. I played with disruptive players and we won. You know, and we won games, them being disruptive. But if you make being disruptive and we're losing games, then I need to figure out what bringing. But I'm not, just because you're unhappy, you can be happy tomorrow. Happy is a state of mind that could change overnight.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there.
But
he asked for the
We ain't girlfriend and boyfriend in high school. I'm not happy, I'm leaving. No.
But just, listen, I think you're wrong because they're not going to win. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Let's break this thing off. And I got 3 young players going forward. Because James is over 30, and they're not going to win.
Okay.
Steph Curry has 16 in the first half, by the way. Golden State down big to Brooklyn.
It's cold, Ernie.
The NBA on TNT opening night, presented by Kia. Marv Albert, Chris Webber. A look at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where the Nets, in a blowout in the first half over the Warriors, 63-45. And the Nets hitting 49% from the field. The combination of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, 14 for 24. Kyrie 9 for 13, and Durant 5 of 11 from the field. And the second half underway.
You know, Marv, I felt that Kevin Durant's year in Golden State when he was hurt, that he was the best defender on their team. And that's saying that. Beautiful oop right there by Kyrie to Jordan. But that's saying that with a player like Draymond Green on that team, the last possession with Durant on Wiggins showed how he uses his length and athletic ability.
The Nets, despite all their good shooting and good play, a little sloppy at times with 13 turnovers. Dinwiddie draws the foul, but Golden State not able to take advantage.
Going to see that play a lot with Jordan going to the basket. The beautiful pass right there, and 13 turnovers for Brooklyn, 9 for Golden State. Just shows how first game of the seasons are usually a little bit sloppy.
So Dinwiddie at the line. The NBA on TNT is being brought to you by American Express. This holiday season, share joy, shop small with American Express. And by CarMax, the way it should be. Steph Curry did score or assisted on 11 of Golden State's 17 field goals. Kyrie Irving looking at his finger on the left hand. And it was Kyrie cutting his season short last season. He's back from surgery on his right shoulder. Apparently he's okay now. Or it says he's all right.
Jump shot says he's all right too. That thing is going down.
Just the start of things, third quarter, and Brooklyn up by 22. Biggest lead of the night. Dinwiddie comes across, put the speed on, and he drew the foul. Spencer Dinwiddie, 7-year man from Colorado. Last season, he averaged 20 points a game. And the question is, would he fit in with this particular group with Durant and Irving added? But Spencer's been a team player, not looked to force any shots.
And for Golden State right now, they're going to have to try to make an adjustment, and they're going to have to do it on both ends of the floor, but specifically on offense. Try to go with some pace and movement. Curry is a great shooter. Those are not the shots you want on the offensive end, especially when you're down 20 plus.
Oubre with the stuff. Steve Kerr staying with Juan Toscano Anderson, giving him a long run. He starts the second half. There's the steal. It's a 3-on-2 for the Warriors. Wiseman got bottled up and fouled.
Really like Wiseman's energy. He took a 3 opening up, and you know, you're testing your skills, seeing if you have that shot. You're down 20 plus, why not? But you know, me personally, I always look at the top few draft picks and I see what type of swag they have or what type of presence they have on the floor, if they're embracing being a top pick or if they're running from it. And you can tell by the shot selection and by body language, and Wiseman seems to be taking advantage of the moment. Speaking of taking
now, wait a
advantage.
second. Is this a young Chris Webber? Is this your first game with the Warriors?
What, that's my first game, and I was so nervous because I was playing against the great Hakeem Olajuwon, who was coming off of an MVP season. He and Charles Barkley I wanted to play against more than anyone. And I remember those moments, how I felt, how nervous I was, how excited I was. And I know Weissman's going through that tonight, but I also know Durant and Nash are going through that tonight because they've told us by being in a new position, which is a dream for them, to be back playing, and how about to be coaching two great All-Stars.
I thought you destroyed him on the spin, you know?
Oh, yeah. I destroyed you, Hakeem. I'm just going to say that now since I'm nowhere near him. But that was a great honor to play against one of the best big men ever to lace him up.
Second bucket for DeAndre Jordan. And Wiggins right back.
Beautiful pass, and I really believe that if DeAndre Jordan gets back to being the presence that he was in Clipperland. Remember Lob City, everyone? It seems like 50 years ago. But when he's in the top in this league in block shots and rebounding, this team is going to be so hard to stop.
Jordan got it inside to Durant. Durant is fouled. DeAndre Jordan signed as a free agent with the Nets last season. He had spent 10 years with the Clippers. Kevin Durant to the line. DeAndre, two-time all-defensive first team. He's led the NBA in rebounding twice. He's been an all-star, and it's a good combination at center with the veteran Jordan and Jarrett Allen, four-year man out of Texas.
People want to understand how Jarrett Allen and the big fella Jordan can work together. Look no further, and of course LeBron and AD was on the team, but look no further than the recipe that the Lakers had last year with Dwight Howard. And by the way, JaVale McGee, you could see how that double-headed monster of a center can work.
Driving hook attempted by Wiseman. And as Durant starts his move, foul away from the ball. Toscano Anderson picks it up. Nice backdoor pass. Joe Harris converts on the reverse.
Kevin Durant, while in Golden State, averaged about 1.5 points less with a better field goal percentage and had a career high in assists. He will be a great facilitator on this team because I believe he's learned in the system how to get other guys involved while making sure he stays potent on the offensive end.
Trying to set up Irving, but the ball is knocked away. Here's Dinwiddie. 2-on-1. Durant throws it down. 16 points for Durant. It's a 77-49 lead for the Nets over the Warriors.
Welcome back to Brooklyn, and it's time for the assist of the night from State Farm. You see Big Jordan is pumped about it, and Harris says, listen, I can space the floor and shoot threes all day, but if you're going to give me these bunnies, thank you. I'll take them.
Golden State in possession. Offensive foul on Wiggins. Nope, they call it the other way on the Nets. Here's Curry. Rebounded by Harris.
Only 1 for 9 for Golden State this quarter, and that one make was a dunk. They're going to have to find out how to get others involved. And if you're a Brooklyn fan, the only thing you need to worry about is how to get Spencer Dinwiddie and others involved. You know you have two stable guys you can lean on in Durant and Irving, and the way the others go on this team is the way this team is going to go. So many guys at skilled positions that can get the job done.
Toscano Anderson committing the foul. Nets 4 for 6 from the field, doing it at the free throw line. They've hit all 6 of their foul shots. Opening night in the NBA, game 2 of this doubleheader, and we hope that things are a little bit closer. Clippers and the NBA champion Lakers from Staples, preceded by the ring ceremony. Apparently they have decided to wait on the raising of the banner.
You know, I'm used to people not agreeing with me, and I don't care, but shout out to the Lakers. I love the fact that you're not going to raise the banner till the fans get there. You've already won it. You can't have a parade with your fans. You don't get to see it until they get to see it, and I just think that's a pretty good way to build trust, or to say to your fans, thank you, we miss you guys, and we got your back.
Looney was stripped. Dinwiddie for 3. 80-49 Nets. And we're just 5 minutes into the third. Curry is off. Curry with the rebound. There's Wiggins for 3.
Wiggins just 3 for 13 right now, trying to find a little bit of a rhythm. Usually steady when it comes to field goal percentage.
Harris got it to the corner. Durant. Toscano-Anderson takes all the way. That'll be a goaltend.
That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you get that ball on the glass, even if you're not going to make it. Get the ball on the glass when you see a defender coming. You can't block that ball cleanly. If it touches the glass first, goaltending, good call.
Dinwiddie gets it across. Durant posting. Dinwiddie played by Wiggins. Dinwiddie got the step, went right around Wiggins.
It's going to be so fun watching this Brooklyn team this year. I know it's their first game of the season. Beautiful pass and layup, but this is the reason why. This offense should never get stagnant. You have one of the most dynamic point guards in Irving. You have one of the best shooters in the game, scorers in Durant, and the rest of the guys can get their own shots. So it should never be a time when guys aren't spreading the floor and continuing to play with pace.
And Durant and Irving have combined for 40 points. Durant is off, back tapped on the slap. Dinwiddie gets, down low it goes. Irving scores.
That was a layup post up over the larger player. Kyrie may weigh $140 when he's wet. Good move right there.
Layup missed by Curry. And a foul called on the Nets. That's their third team foul. Golden State is over the limit.
This is Christmas vacation week, holiday vacation week, so I know there are a lot of young kids up there staying and watching the game. And for you young kids out there, play against someone bigger all the time, someone older as much as you can. And if you're playing 21, try to score in the paint over bigger players. It's not just about shooting threes. Look at what Kyrie's doing in the game, Curry's doing in the game. They can shoot with the best of them, but also finish with the best of them inside over the trees.
Steph now 3 for 3 at the line. First time he's been there since back early in the first quarter.
Tell you what, Marv, the only thing I regret about basketball is that it didn't start this close to Christmas when I was a kid. I mean, just to be able to say you're on break from school and you get to watch basketball every single night, and then Christmas comes, open the presents, and you got so many games. It's just a great time to be a fan right now.
See, I thought you wanted the extended rest from the previous season as a player.
well, I did, but as a Lions fan, I could not enjoy games on holidays. So I'll take this right now, these Christmas games, and looking forward to them.
Well, Warner Media has partnered with Feeding America to help with food insecurity during this holiday season. For a fast and easy way to donate, simply use the camera on your phone to scan the flow code on the screen. Tap the banner, and right now we have already raised the equivalent of 4.1 million meals for our neighbors in need. Nets in possession. LeVert not able to hit. Allen on the follow, and he draws the foul. So Jared Allen will head to the line. You know, it's 287 days since Golden State played a regular season game. That was back on March 10th. And remember, play was stopped on the night of March 11th. And it's 121 days since the Nets last played. That was in the playoffs in the bubble. And they were swept by the Raptors. And we are only 72 days away from the Lakers winning the NBA championship.
Wow.
It has been a very quick turnaround. Curry banks it home.
It'll be a very quick season with those 72 games. I'm wondering, out of that, how many people think that the Lakers can win? And after this game tonight, I know people are going to be arguing, saying, did you see Kevin Durant hit that shot from the top of the key? They can win 63 games this year.
Durant with 18 points.
Well, Marv, you know the fans after the game, especially Brooklyn fans. I mean, isn't this the best time to be a fan ever? Your team is undefeated. If they lose, they only have one loss, and so you're still in the playoff race.
Well, think of what the sound would be coming out of Barclays Center if there were fans involved. I mean, someday, let's hope
someday soon,
the pandemic will end.
Tell you what, and for those fans that aren't in the game, I'll do with you. Even the ones from Manhattan and other places lying, Brooklyn. You would hear that so much tonight, the excitement. And how about that crowd we would hear in our game, too, with the Lakers? That crowd, believe me, I know a little bit about how loud that crowd can get. It would be unbelievable tonight. Can't wait till all the fans can come back and join the players.
Oubre, he's been off. It is a 30-point lead for the Nets. Durant, and he was fouled.
Fouls on 26 at the line, 2 times. Kevin Durant.
Foul on Bazemore of the Warriors. Kevin Durant with a very impressive resume. 10-time All-Star, 4-time scoring champ, 2-time Finals MVP. As a member of Golden State, 9-time All-NBA selection. 14th season after his 1 year at Texas. Started out, as we talked about earlier, with the Seattle Supersonics. Off the steal, here's Durant. And lost the handle. It'll be Warrior ball.
When it's all said and done, you wonder how many teams, how many arenas will hang his jersey in retirement. We know what he did for OKC. He flat out put them on the map. We've seen what he did from Golden State, 2-time Finals MVP, and showed us even though they were one of the best teams we've seen, they still were that much better with him on the floor.
LeVert. See Oubre reaching in for the steal. LeVert pops it home. Karis LeVert, 16 points. Nice pass inside from Curry. That counts on the foul. Kevon Looney with the bucket. He'll head to the line.
Kevon Looney looks like he put a little weight on. I'm sure he did that on purpose. Shoulders look a little bit bigger. You can always tell what guys have been working on in the offseason. A veteran now, he can definitely help the young rookie Wiseman and others learn this system that it sometimes is a little hard to grasp.
Looney not able to complete the three-point play. Oubre defending on Cavert, then he ran into Shamet, his old man, and a foul has been called. Timeout taken. Back to Barclays in a moment.
Celtics. Bucks Celtics. Coverage begins tomorrow at 7. Presented by Kia on TNT.
Need to focus on the game? Hey Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
Just under 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Eric Paschal with his first field goal. Golden State just 33% from the field. Nets with 8 of their last 10 field goals, which have been assisted, and they have shot 51%. Looney gets inside.
Great patience by Bazemore that time. Bazemore is so explosive. He's going to be able to help this Golden State Warrior team get out in the fast break, increase their pace, but that time showing he's a really good teammate, getting into the open field.
Looney tried to tie up Allen. And the ball deflected out by Jared Allen.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. It's getting Garbaggio time. I'm gonna have to start thinking.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna have to start thinking who has an afro like Allen. And shout out to Ben Wallace. I'm gonna have to get creative because, tell you what, Brooklyn did not come out to play around tonight. They mean business.
And looking ahead, the Nets Christmas Day will take on the Celtics, followed by a game at Charlotte, then return to Barclays.
Tell you what, Marv, I do believe that last year playing in the bubble, you've heard LeBron and others talk about it, just being down there commentating was difficult. I can't imagine what it was like to play in that bubble, but I do know gyms and I do know basketball, and I do know if you get to play in a high school gym long enough, you'll get the feel for it. And the players now back at these different arenas, I don't believe you'll see the outburst of players who never scored a lot all of a sudden start to score, because the arenas, that true perception plays a lot into it to me, and I'm just wondering how that's going to affect teams right now. And Bazemore's upset because it says, listen, that didn't affect Shamit's jumper. We need better defense on our team.
Landry Shamit, an excellent shooter. Deflected out of bounds. And we're final minute of the third. Landry Shamit was a first-round pick, 26th overall by the 76ers. Spent a year and a half with Philly, last season with the Clippers, and then traded to the Nets in a 3-team deal. Shamit goes back rim. And the foul is called. So Shamit will head to the line. Foul committed by Bazemore. Where else can you get the chance to go one-on-one with NBA star R.J. Barrett of the Knicks on your brand new NBA Jam arcade? Enter to win this and other great prizes like NBA City Edition gear at NBAUltimateGift.com, and enter the code HOOP for your chance to win the ultimate NBA gift. Chris, we are approaching extensive garbage time. I know the coaches don't like to hear that, because from their point of view, it's an opportunity, as Wiggins knocks it down, it's an opportunity for guys off the bench, even guys who are starters, to have a chance to get back into it, particularly with the short preseason and with some of the young players not able to get the experience in the summer league.
Nash has had a Hall of Fame career, but it didn't start out that way. And he understands Garbaggio time, if we want to make it that much nicer. It's so important for guys to get their rhythm, for coaches to coach. But you can't cheat the fans. You can't lie. And they understand that teams can't come out and play great every night. But it's true garbage time. And this is when you see who really wants it and who will continue to play with a sense of urgency.
So that is the end of the third quarter. Steph Curry now just 7 for 21 from the field. He does have 20 points. The Nets led by Kyrie with 26. Kevin Durant with 22. The NBA on TNT opening night is presented by Kia. And the Clippers go up against the NBA champion LA Lakers from Staples Center. We'll have it right here. NBA on TNT opening night presented by Kia.
I know that Kyrie and Durant are from the new school, but I wonder if they're playing the song, one of my favorite, Bill Withers, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, because all they have to do is give each other a little bit of space. Kyrie says, this is what I do. I've been doing it since I've known you on different teams, and anything you can do, I can do better. Durant, they're going to have a lot of fun. So explosive offensively. Going to be great fun for the fans to watch this season.
Superb night for both players. Kyrie, 10 of 16, 4 threes, 26 points. Prince gets it to the corner. Here is LeVert, banks it home. Kevin Durant in his 23 minutes, 7 of 16 from the field, 22 points. Joe Harris with 10. It has been a blowout from the second quarter on. I know games are not necessarily determined that early, but this has been all nets.
Golden State just ran into a buzzsaw. There's no animosity between Kevin Durant, even though I think it was questionable for him to play, and maybe the team wanted him to play, hurting his Achilles. It's no animosity. Curry coming back. He loved being teammates with Durant. Durant just wanted to get back on the floor. Him not being healthy with an Achilles tear was more of a sense of urgency than trying to get back revenge in any other team. And so it's just been good to watch KD and Curry, two guys that missed last season due to health issues, get back. This is what it's all about. At the end of the day, you have to compete first to win a championship. And, hey, where you been? Aren't you healthy? Yeah, you got your hair braided. Well, you need to brush your hair. Okay, well, you know, just those fun little conversations, getting back to each other. It's great seeing two of the best scorers in the game today back out on the floor doing what they love.
Might have been a little more intriguing if Draymond Green was able to play. I'm not saying W or L, but they did not finish up under the best of terms.
So, Marv, are you saying Durant would have gave him that work? Is that what is that? No, anytime Draymond's in the game is going to be competitive. You know he's going to give his all. When you think about the heart and soul of this Golden State team, you have to put Draymond in there, even with players like Steph and Klay. They all did it together, but I don't know too many people that want to guard the man on the right of our screen with the long goatee. He's a tough man to guard.
Allen with a nice save. And Green moves it across. Jeff Green hands it off to Shannon. Green whips it back outside. LeVert. Toscano. And a foul is called. Well, jolly old St. Chuck delivering $30 million in free gifts to all FanDuel Fantasy and Sportsbook customers. Log on to FanDuel now and you can claim your gifts from Chuck. Correction, it's Brad Wanamaker who drew the foul. Bradley, one-time Boston Celtic, shoots the three well, played well as a backup for Boston. Spent time overseas, played 3 years in Italy, and then signed with Golden State as a free agent after a couple of years with Boston.
Think of all those great movies, National Lampoon's Christmas and things like that. When I see Chuck in that Christmas suit, I just think about all those moments. Come on, Turner, Warner. Let's see if Chuck can fit down the chimney. Come on, let's do it. We know he's a nice guy. We're ready for his money. I'm going to fill that out and, fill out and try to win the prizes. But what do we got? How many presents is Chuck delivering?
There's Jared Allen. I love your stream of consciousness regarding Charles.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, all you got to do is leave him some gingerbread cookies, no milk. Just a cookie, leave the milk. He won't give you a present if you got that. But.
That's Poole. I don't know if that was a shot, but ends up as an assist for Marquise Chris. Jordan Poole, second-year man out of Michigan, getting some playing time. LeVert off the pick. Here's Green from deep. Yes.
As much of a veteran presence Green adds, LeVert adds a hungry carelessness. And I don't mean not paying attention to detail. I don't mean that. But you just see a youthful exuberance out there with LeVert, and you know that it's two different type of guys. One that's been all around the league, 15 teams, Green, and then one that says, wait a minute, y'all letting me come off the bench with a green light? Do you know what I can do with the rock when you let me do that?
Nice scoop pass from LeVert to Allen. I don't think there's any question Karis LeVert on a good many teams, perhaps 70% of the league, would be a starter.
Yes.
LeVert into the paint, flips one. I don't know what the intent was there, but that's end up with the basketball. This is Shabbat, a hard driving move, and he's fouled. Well, you can watch more live games than anywhere else with NBA League Pass. It is now available with a free 7-day trial. Visit NBA.com/watch now to get started. And the offer ends on December the 29th. 7:46 to go, fourth quarter. The Nets with the 110-77 lead.
I wonder who would be the better Santa Claus, Shaq or Chuck? I'm just trying to start a fight right now. You know, Chuck, I'm the better Santa Claus. Oh, you're not the better Santa Claus. I got more presents. I would love to just see them two put on Santa Claus outfits and go at it.
I think they'd both be very effective, and I think you should set it up, a challenge.
I'm just trying to throw things out there right now. You know how everyone's at Turner's listening and trying to continue having fun while these guys out here are working so hard. Again, you have a rookie in Weissman that has worked so hard to reach his dream. Shout out to his parents, his family. Shout out to Penny Hardaway that worked with this kid to get him in the right place. And now the Golden State Warriors that are taking up on themselves to say, kid, no matter how good you are, no matter what problems you have, we're here for you, and we're going to make sure you reach your potential.
Jeff Green committed the foul. Wiseman out 3 of 5 at the line. He has 9 points, 6 rebounds. And this, Chris, would you agree, has to be considered, even though it's a blowout and it's tough to make judgments in this type of game, but a satisfying debut for the rookie center.
I do. And even more important, shout out to all my veterans, Billy O, Latrell Sprewell, Chris Mullin, because after games like this, they were the psychologists. They knew to say, hey, let's work on this, get here early in the morning. And when you're around great veterans, it just makes your job that much more easier, not just physically, but mentally. And him being with this crew out there in Golden State, I know personally that they will help him make the most of this situation.
Damian Lee got it outside, but Chris came up short.
Can't wait to watch Minnesota #1 draft pick over there. He's been going to work. Can't wait to watch all these young rookies, and congratulations for just reaching a goal that you've worked so hard for.
So LeVert taking it to the bucket is fouled. Timeout taken. Back in a moment. Anthony Davis, LeBron and company taking on Kawhi Leonard and the LA Clippers. And it's coming up right here on TNT, the second of our opening night twin bill. Look at the upcoming national TV schedule. ESPN tomorrow night will have the Mavs and the Suns, and a very impressive 5-game slate on ESPN and ABC ahead for Christmas Day.
Talk about impressive. AD walking in with 2 chains. That must be his, he said, wait a minute, I know I'm getting a ring, but I'm going to buy myself something too for all the hard work last year, and every team wanting to be, every player wanting to be in the position that he is right now, walking into his arena the first game of the season to be crowned champion.
Brooklyn's high point game last season was 139 points against San Antonio. That was back in early March. Poole not able to hit.
I'm going to go with the over, Marv. I think that they're going to be able to surpass that this year with the firepower that they have.
All right, good touch there. Timofey with the long jumper. Timotei, I should say, Luwawu Cabarro. Just under 6 to go in this fourth quarter. Wanamaker. And the good touch by Michael Mulder, second-year man out of Kentucky, as Steve Kerr has gone deep into his bench. Played a couple of years at Kentucky. Was a two-way player last season. Damian Lee. Oh, nice reverse by Mulder.
Beautiful move, using that pump fake to get some space and get inside.
Mulder, one of many Canadians in the NBA. In fact, Golden State might lead the league with 2. Andrew Wiggins born in Canada. Here's that move again by Mulder.
Use shorter guards in there anytime you can. When you put the ball up in a head fake and use the rim to block off the shot blocker, you always have a better chance to score an easy one.
And the foul called as Wanamaker hits the deck. The NBA on TNT, being brought to you by the all-new Kia Sorento, the world's best storytelling machine, and by Hennessy, the spirit of the NBA. Golden State Warriors, with an injury-hit squad last season, fell off to a record of 15 and 50, I should say. This after the 3 NBA championship seasons within 5 years. However, things went south. Klay Thompson is out. Draymond Green is out tonight. Steph Curry also with the injury last year, played only 5 games.
And again, the disrespect of Klay Thompson to me is unbearable. For you to have the same expectations on a team without that man. And he is still, even if he is laid up with a cast on right now, one of the top 5 best two-way players in the game. His shot blocking ability spaces the offense like no other player in this league. He always guarded the toughest player as Wiseman knocks down his first NBA three from the top of the key. Nice to see. But Klay Thompson, get well. We fans miss you. The game misses you. And for all of you out there that think that this can be the same team without Klay, no.
How about the touch by Wiseman? As you mentioned, hitting the three.
Tell you what, he knows like any high draft pick, you make one, you got the right to shoot the next one. He hits the jumper from the top of the key and takes one right there.
Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. The alley-oop for Wiseman.
There you go, young man. Have some fun. This is still your first game. A lot of learning to do. He showed us a lot. He showed us his skill set with passing. Of course, his athletic ability with the first dunk and that on the oop, and then being able to spread the floor with the two jumpers.
And 6 for 10 from the field. 17 points, 6 rebounds. What a debut. Although obviously this game has been way out of hand for some time. Once again, it's Lou Wawu Cabarro with the bucket. 120-91 Nets. Damian Lee able to drill it. Talking earlier with Steve Nash, and we're talking about watching film. We'll get back to that in a moment as we go to break.
Tell you what, Marv, he's going to watch some film of this rookie and say, you got a lot to work on, but I like what I've seen. The step back three, the catch right there, the step back, and you know I love this. Go up, young man, and get it. Make a poster. You made it to the league. Welcome.
A blowout, biggest lead of the night for the Brooklyn Nets, 38 points. They lead here by 20, make it 26. Largest margin of victory last season came against Golden State, a 41-point victory back in February. Just under 2 to go here in the fourth. How about James Wiseman? Once again hits the long-range shot. Not a three-pointer, but still. He has 19 points, 7 of 11 from the field. And it was a question as to whether he would play. Off 1 foot now. Wiseman not able to hit. Rodions Kurucs, who just checked in with his first field goal. I was talking about Steve Nash looking at film. He said at first he was looking at it in the wrong way. He was looking at it as if he were a fan or a player. He says, I got to look at it like I'm a coach. He was just sitting back and enjoying the game.
That was just game recognizing game. He's one of the best players to do it. So he was like, what? I get to coach these dudes? Did you just see what he did?
Well, the follow, the layup hit by Reggie Perry, is a two-way player, rookie out of Mississippi State. Poole gave it up. Wiseman, and a foul. Did you have some communication just a moment ago, Chris? Someone reaching out. Oh, it's Joe Smith.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I didn't say that, Joe. You played in, I know you're from 91. Shout out to you and your Maryland team and all the great guys that were on that team. Hey, Joe, tell Steve, tell Spree to make sure you give me a call. You know where he is. But congratulations on playing with all those teams, Joe. He had a heck of a shoulder work game, Marv. His back to the basket. He was so wiry, but was still strong inside. And for all of us that were Golden State Warriors, even if it was just for a season or two, I tell you what, it was a great experience with those fans from the town and now in San Francisco.
A first-round draft pick at the age of 20 by the Golden State Warriors. Down to a half minute to go. I'd like to thank our producer Tom Heitz, director Lonnie Dale, associate director Aaron Banks, production assistants Nick Hoberg and Keon Grissom, production manager Kim Titone, and our statistician Brian Taylor. Time is running out. So Damian Lee is able to knock it down. A game that the Nets led by as many as 38. And they win it on opening night 125-99 over Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors. These guys are very good friends. In fact, Steve Nash worked for the Warriors last season, actually for the last couple of seasons, in the development area. So the final score tonight, Brooklyn Nets 125, Golden State Warriors 99. Coming up, we'll send you to our studio guys in Atlanta. For Chris and the rest of the crew, Marv Albert saying good night. You've been watching the NBA on TNT. Right here, let's send it to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.